Hello students, welcome to the next topic uh, from the thermal methods of analysis, that's the DTA. It's a differential thermal analysis. Previously we have discussed the topic, that's the thermogravimetric analysis, and today it's a differential thermal analysis. In case of thermogravimetric analysis, we have seen that whatever the change in weight is with function to the temperature or the time we have discussed over there. So whatever the change with respect to increase in the temperature were occur, that was recorded over there, and we got the graph, and on the basis of the graph we conclude the result. In a differential thermal analysis, the word differential, it means that there is a difference between the two temperatures, that is indicated by the delta T. So if you see the DTA is a technique of recording the difference in temperature between a substance and a reference material against the time or temperature. मतलब डिफरेंशियल थर्मल एनालिसिस ये ऐसा प्रोसीजर है या ऐसा मेथड है जहाँ पे हमको टेम्परेचर के बीच का डिफरेंस, जो टेम्परेचर सब्सटेंस का और रेफरेंस मटेरियल के दोनों के बीच का डिफरेंस को हमको कंपेयर करना है टू दैट ऑफ विद रिस्पेक्ट टू द टाइम और द टेम्परेचर. If you see the principle, the basic principle involved is that DTA is the temperature difference between the test sample and the inert reference sample under control and identical condition of heating or cooling, is recorded continuously as a function of temperature or a time. Thus the heat absorbed or emitted by a chemical system is determined. So in case of differential thermal analysis, it is very clear that delta T whatever will be observed, that will decide the overall result of your differential thermal analysis. So whose difference is that we have to consider here? In case of differential thermal analysis, we are going to take a sample as well as the reference material, and we have to heat both sample and reference material at a time. So whatever the difference in the temperature of sample and to that of the reference will occur, either it will increase or it will decrease, and that will be correlated or that will directly associated with that of the either with the time or with the increase in or decrease in the temperature. So on the basis of whatever the change in the temperature occur, that may be a greater than or that may be a lesser than the actual temperature. If the difference we consider, that's a delta T, if it is zero, if there is a zero temperature difference, means we can say that whatever the sample and the reference material is there, that doesn't undergo any chemical changes. If any reaction takes place in the sample, then and then only there will be a temperature difference occurs. So on the basis of the temperature difference occurs, we can see or we can find the various conditions, whether it will be a exothermic, whether it will be endothermic, or there will be a no reaction onto basis into the DTA curve. So let's see the next part, that's a DTA curve. In case of DTA curve, here we are going to plot between the delta T versus the temperature, or to the time we can call it. So whatever the delta T is there, if delta T is equal to 0, so there are the three possibilities in a curve that you can see over there. Here in the curve on right hand side, a differential thermogram. The thermogram is nothing but the a curve which is plotted between the your temperature versus the delta T, or time temperature or time versus the delta T, that's nothing but the difference. So delta T, if it is 0, it means that there is a no physical or chemical change occurs. So whatever the with respect to the graph, in the graph you can say that whatever the straight line initially we have observed at the starting point, that is nothing but the that you can consider as a delta T is equal to 0. If delta T is negative, If delta T is negative, then it is very clear that the reaction is endothermic. Onto the graph, you can see that whatever the graph is there, that going towards the downward, where we have mentioned that's the endothermic peak, means is a endothermic reaction takes place over there. Means that what happens over there, the sample, your sample because we have taken the sample as well as the reference in a two different sample holders, and we have provided the heat, or we keep on increasing the temperature. So there will be a no change in the reference temperature, or reference reference holder will occur, but there is a change in the sample holder occurs. So in case of sample holder, or whatever the pan into which the sample has kept, जिसमें हमने sample को रखा है, जैसे जैसे हम लोग फर्नेस का टेम्परेचर बढ़ाते जाएंगे, वैसे वैसे फर्नेस का टेम्परेचर भी बढ़ेगा और अपने सैम्पल का टेम्परेचर भी बढ़ेगा. तो जैसे जैसे सैम्पल का टेम्परेचर बढ़ेगा, हो सकता है कि हीट के साथ सैम्पल का टेम्परेचर बढ़े या कम हो जाए. अगर आपके पास एंडोथर्मिक रिएक्शन ऑब्जर्व होती है, इट मीन्स दैट कि सैम्पल हैज़ एब्जॉर्ब द हीट, सैम्पल ने हीट को लिया है, इसलिए वहाँ पे टेम्परेचर रिड्यूस हुआ है. दैट्स वाई यू कैन सी दैट ग्राफ इज टुवर्ड्स द डाउनवर्ड. तो अगर एंडोथर्मिक है, इट मीन्स दैट डेल्टा टी इज निगेटिव, because the delta F minus your delta I, if you consider the temperature, final temperature minus I, so that will comes negative. It clearly shows there is a endothermic peak. Next, in case of delta T, if it is positive, means how it will be positive, because there is a exothermic reaction occurs, means there is a release of heat takes place between the sample. So sample ने हीट को दिया आपके फर्नेस में, सो देयर विल बी राइज इन द टेम्परेचर ऑफ द फर्नेस, तो दैट विल बी नथिंग बट दिया एक्सोथर्मिक पीक. तो जो भी फाइनल टेम्परेचर है, दैट्स अ राइज इन टेम्परेचर माइनस इनिशियल टेम्परेचर, सो देयर विल बी अ पॉजिटिव वैल्यू यू विल गेट, दैट्स नथिंग बट दिया डेल्टा टी इज इक्वल टू पॉजिटिव. So that is nothing but the result into the exothermic peak. So what you will get, or what you can analyze from this particular graph, if there is an endothermic peak, or if there is an exothermic peak, or there is a positive delta T or negative delta T. See, if the delta T is negative, it clearly shows it's an endothermic reaction. And if the peak in case of endothermic process or endothermic reaction, if the peak is very sharp peak observed, it means that there is that's point, or that temperature where we observe the sharp peak, it indicates that that's nothing but the melting point or fusion of that particular compound occurs, or transition of one crystalline to another crystalline occurs. So that's nothing but the sharp endothermic peak. तो अगर आपके कंपाउंड का शार्प एंडोथर्मिक पीक आता है, तो आप बोल सकते हैं कि वो मेल्टिंग पॉइंट है या फिर फ्यूजन पॉइंट है, जहाँ पे आपका क्रिस्टलाइन का एक क्रिस्टलाइन में से दूसरे क्रिस्टलाइन में ट्रांसफर हुआ है. अगर वही एंडोथर्मिक में अगर ब्रॉड पीक आता है, तो ब्रॉड पीक एक्सप्लेन्स दैट कि आपके रिएक्शन में डिहाइड्रेशन हुआ है. सो एंडोथर्मिक विल डिसाइड whether the melting point is there, whether the fusion is there, whether the phase transfer is there, or whether it is there, whether dehydration takes place. Then what about the exothermic? If we got the exothermic reaction, or there is a rise in the temperature takes place, or positive delta T observed, in that case we can say that there is a chemical reaction observed. For example, you can call it, you can say that oxidative reactions may take place over there. So on the basis of the shape and size of the peak, you can clearly identify that whether the reaction takes place or not, which sort of reaction takes place over there. So that is in short about the DTA curve. Next, about the DTA instrumentation. In case of DTA instrumentation, we have sample and reference holder. In case of sample and reference holder, we have to keep the sample in the sample holder and reference material with the reference holder, but there as such we are not using any reference material into the holder. That pan will remain the empty one. and along with the thermocouple where the sensor are attached. Next are the furnace. In case of furnace, we have to be very clear about the material that is to be of which that particular furnace is made up of. So that should be compatible with that of your sample and reference material. Then furnace temperature controller and recorder. Furnace temperature controller and recorder, there are the sensors have been attached to that, and that will clearly gives whether there is a rise in temperature or there will be a decrease in the temperature. तो जो भी कम और ज़्यादा टेम्परेचर आपके सैंपल में रहेगा उसको क्लियरली इंडिकेट होगा आपके टेम्परेचर कंट्रोलर द्वारा, एंड दैट विल बी रिकॉर्डेड बाय द रिकॉर्डर. Then again we have the thermocouple. There are the two different thermocouples, one at the bottom and one at near to the sample one. So जो thermocouple basically होते हैं, they are nothing but the very highly sensitive sensors have been attached over there. So small change in the temperature can be recognized by the sensor, and the same information will be forwarded to that of the recorder. Then we have a cooling system. Cooling system basically should be kept separately most of the instrumentation, so that will be mostly used to regulate the temperature when there is a rise in temperature. So cooling will be given when there is to maintain the or to decrease the temperature. Then we have the low DC amplifier, and last one is the recording devices that should be that to record that particular temperature difference whichever observed between the initial and the final temperature. Next are the factors affecting differential thermal analysis. Most of the factors of DTA is as same as of your thermogravimetric analysis that we have discussed earlier one. A size and shape of the sample and furnace holder. If the size is greater and you are taking smaller sample, then definitely it will affect the overall analysis. So, and sometimes mostly flat sample holders is to be used rather than using the conical one and your sphere shape. So the size and the shape of the furnace holder is important one, and that affects DTA analysis. Then the material from which the sample holder is made and its corrosive attack. So what material basically we are using as a part of sample holder should not be reacted have a reaction with that of the sample as well as to that of the furnace. Next is wire and beam size of the thermocouple junction. Mostly a temperature sensor that mostly have a wire. If there in case of wire we can use thin and thick wire. If we use the thick wire, then in that case there may be a fluctuation in the result or may occur. So basically we prefer the thin wire so that there will be a minimum error is to be observed during the sensitivity or sensors. Sensors giving information to that of the recorder. Then position of the thermocouple in a sample and reference chamber. So position, there are in case of thermogravimetric analysis also we have discussed that there are the three position where we can keep a sample near to the sample holder. Then the second thing where we can keep the sample between the sample holder, and third case where we can keep the sample thermocouple inside the sample. But again if we keep the thermocouple inside the sample, then there may be a chances of the high sensitivity may observe, but chances of reactivity with that of the compound may occur. So whichever the best position on the basis of the nature of the compound that we decide. Heating rate, as we discussed earlier, if the heating rate is greater per degree degrees per minute, so in that case you will have the fast chemical reaction or the decomposition temperature will occur earlier one, or greater decomposition temperature will be observed. Then speed and response of the recording equipment. Mostly the sensitivity that should be very clear in that case. It should be highly sensible, should have to report the change in the temperature, even if the small change in the temperature occurs between the initial and final temperature of the sample, whether it is decrease or increase in the temperature. So these are all about the instrumental factors. Next, if we see the sample characteristics, the factors associated with the sample, so the amount of sample. So it's always preferred to take a minimum sample, so get the actual exact result, exact sensitivity by the sensors. Particle size, as far as particle size is concerned, the If we reduce the particle size, then there is a chances of getting earlier temperature, or the reaction occurs at the lower temperature one, or we can get the decomposition temperature earlier one. Then the packing density, the compactness, that depends on the nature of the compound. Basically, we have to be very clear in that case that the packing density should be as less as possible. Then the thermal conductivity of the sample material, it is very clear about the conductivity of the sample to whom we are providing the heat, and it should be very easily has reached to its temperature. So thermal conductivity should be, ideally it should be a good one. Then chemical activity of the sample, as the sample should not get react with the sample holder as well as with the furnace, and it should not produce any fumes and anything that may react and that may alter the result. And the heat capacity, if the heat capacity is good, so we can have the very better result in case of the differential thermal analysis. So this is all about the factors affecting the differential thermal analysis. Next are about the application of the DTA. Applications are very clear. फर्स्ट एप्लीकेशन इज़ दैट कि जो भी डी टी ए कर्व्स है, डी टी एस कर्व्स में से फॉर एवरी कंपाउंड देयर विल बी आइडेंटिकल कर्व ऑब्जर्व इन केस ऑफ डी टी ए. तो हम लोग हर एक कंपाउंड का अपना अलग अलग एक कर्व रहेगा जिसको हम लोग बोल सकते हैं कि फिंगरप्रिंट्स. तो एवरी कंपाउंड हैज़ अ डिफरेंट कर्व. तो हम लोग कंपाउंड आइडेंटिफाई करने के लिए भी हम लोग डिफरेंशियल थर्मल एनालिसिस यूज़ कर सकते हैं, लाइक आई आर वेयर वी हैव द फिंगरप्रिंट रीजन. दिस मेथड इज़ यूज इन डिटरमाइन द कंपोजिशन ऑफ नेचुरली ऑकरिंग एंड मैन्युफैक्चर्ड प्रोडक्ट्स. तो जो भी नेचुरली ऑकरिंग या मैन्युफैक्चरिंग प्रोडक्ट्स होते हैं, जो सिंथेसाइज कंपाउंड होते हैं या फिर नेचुरली एक्सट्रैक्ट मिलता है, उसमें से जो भी एक्सट्रैक्ट हमें मिलता है उसको हम लोग आइडेंटिफाई कर सकते हैं, उसका कंपोजिशन हम लोग आइडेंटिफाई कर सकते हैं डिफरेंशियल थर्मल एनालिसिस से. देन हम लोग पॉलीमेरिक मटेरियल का कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स भी कर सकते हैं. We can identify the characteristics of the polymeric material. Again, this technique is also used to test the purity of the sample. हम लोग sample का purity भी इससे identify कर सकते हैं, and we can also get the QC control for the various compounds like cement, soil, glass, textile, etc. हम लोग जो नेक्स्ट एप्लीकेशन अगर हम लोग बात करते हैं तो वेयर वी कैन हैव we can find the heat of reaction of the particular reaction. We can also find out the specific heat as well as the energy change occurs during the reaction, or melting point change can also be detected with the help of the differential thermal analysis. In certain compounds we can also identify the ligand stability. Ligand stability मतलब एक कोई स्ट्रक्चर है जिसको हम लोग हीट करते हैं, तो विच कंपाउंड विल मूव फर्स्ट. तो जो फंक्शनल ग्रुप पर्टिकुलर कंपाउंड में से पहले निकलेगा उसका स्टेबिलिटी कम है. सो जो भी लिगैंड फंक्शनल ग्रुप है, तो पर्टिकुलर स्ट्रक्चर में कौन सा फंक्शनल ग्रुप कम स्टेबल है, कम से कम फंक्शनल ग्रुप ज़्यादा स्टेबल है, दैट कैन ऑल्सो बी डिटेक्ट विद द हेल्प ऑफ द डिफरेंशियल थर्मल एनालिसिस. हमने इसमें एक एग्जांपल भी दिया है कि वी हैव ग्रेटर स्टेबिलिटी टुवर्ड्स द अमोनिया, देन टू द प्राइमरी अमाइन, देन सेकेंडरी अमाइन एंड टू द tertiary amine. So this ammonia has a greater stability than that of the primary, then primary has a greater than secondary, and than that of the tertiary. DTA ऑर्गेनिक केमिस्ट्री की ऑर्गेनिक रिएक्शन को आइडेंटिफाई करने के लिए और स्टडी करने के लिए भी हम लोग यूज़ करते हैं, जिसमें हमको रेट एंड नेचर ऑफ द ऑर्गेनिक रिएक्शन भी पता चलता है. इसका एग्जांपल अगर ले लो तो मैलोनिक एसिड अगर उसको हम लोग हीट करते हैं तो इट बेसिकली एट 70 डिग्री सेल्सियस उसका फेज ट्रांजिशन होता है, पर अगर उसको 150 डिग्री सेल्सियस करो तो डिकार्बोक्सिलेशन उसका पॉसिबल है, जो डिकार्बोक्सिलेशन होकर उसका एसिटिक एसिड बनता है मैलोनिक एसिड का. तो हम लोग मैलोनिक एसिड भी इससे आइडेंटिफाई, तो अलॉन्ग विद मैलोनिक एसिड सम अदर कंपाउंड्स कैन ऑल्सो बी identify with the help of this, whose reaction can also be identified with the help of the DTA. So that's all about, these are the reference, and thank you very much for nicely listening this particular topic. Thank you very much.